It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass on Fox 47. It's time to meet Team 320. Tom Crawford, Bluebelly Tom, my broadcast partner for more than 17 years. He is a regular contributor to thewolverine.com, and he is the creator of the Crawford Podcasting Network. Tom, how are you?
I'm doing great. It's game week. It's the most important game coming up on Saturday at noon that I just deal with emotionally, the whole bit. So I'm looking forward to Saturday, Michigan State.
And you are different from a lot of Wolverine fans in that this is still more important to you than Ohio State or anything else.
Not the Buckeyes, right?
Oh, no, because it's the people you live with, the people you sit next to on Press Pass.
People you share your bed with.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's personal. That's what Michigan State is to me personally.
Tom and I stopped sharing a bed a long time ago, thank you.
Really? I was wondering about that.
You might be hiding under the bed on Saturday.
That could be, too. We've seen that in this series. Oh, that was basketball. Yeah. Also want to welcome back Rico Beard, longtime Detroit radio and TV personality. He is a Specs Howard broadcast instructor, a recruiting insider, and he is the host of the Spartan Beat, weekdays from noon to 1 on the Spotlight Radio Network. How are you, Rico?
I'm good, Jack.
We were just together over at Breslin Center.
Yeah, we were. Jack, sitting right next to each other watching the game. I'm shocked that Tom thinks that this is the week. This not this week. This thing's over. Congratulations, Tom.
Oh, come on. Come on, you can't do the sandbag routine. Come on, man.
Dude, your team won.
So what if Michigan State's up at halftime? Are you going to show up and drive the car over to
What if I have 6 numbers in the Powerball? I'm not here next week.
Whoa.
I tried to congratulate him with the same deal in 2015, just before the punt play, right? And Tom, to his credit, he said, "It's not over. It's not over. It's not over. It'll never be over."
This is over. This one's over. A lot of things may be over in East Lansing.
Oh, God.
We'll get to that in just a couple of minutes. But also want to welcome Doug Warren. He is our Detroit Lions historian. He is the sports director of the Spotlight Radio Network and producer from day one of The Drive with Jack. Back to 2013, and been a lot longer than that since the Detroit Lions won anything meaningful, but we saw another example today of why they can't.
Yeah, well, it's tough when you're arguably best quarterback the last 50 years, broken back, and, he's out. Hopefully he's out for the rest of the season. Let the guy rest and try to bring him back for next year because this year's over.
I already said he will be back in less than 3 games, and they had to pull him out of the uniform today. We shall see. We'll be right back. Basketball up next on Press Pass.
Hike! Get in the savings zone at Capital Honda with game-winning offers on the new 2019 Honda Civic LX, $189 a month, or new 2019 Honda CR-V EX all-wheel drive, $269 a month. You should be driving a Honda from Capital Honda.
At the David Chapman Agency, it's our knowledge and expertise that make insuring home, auto, and farm easy for you. Experience the benefit of a local agent who cares about you with the David Chapman Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. Visit davidchapmanagency.com.
The MSU-FCU Visa Signature Credit Card gives you more cash back, like 3% on groceries, 2% on gas, and 1% on everything else. Simply tap to pay. It's fast, easy, and convenient. Open your MSU-FCU Visa Signature Card today.
Over the last 80 years, the Lansing Area Safety Council has led the efforts to provide quality safety training and educational resources. As a local nonprofit and grassroots community organization, we provide first aid and CPR training, babysitting training, and crossing guard training to help prevent the personal and economic loss associated with injuries and health hazards. Join us November 21st to celebrate our 80th anniversary with food and fun. For more information about the event, class schedules, or to donate now, visit safetycouncil.org.
Here's a car buying hack from Shaheen Chevrolet. Buy a vehicle that Ralph test drives and save thousands. He doesn't put a lot of miles on them, but we can't price them as new, saving you thousands of dollars on a new car. Find more hacks at ShaheenChevrolet.com. Save more at Shaheen in 2019.
Michigan State, Michigan. Coverage begins Saturday morning at 11 on Fox 47.
Team spirit. Face paint. more cowbell. Dean Trailways Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graf Chevrolet and Graf Nissan. Represent River and Ultimate. They'll take great care of you as they have on all 7 of my leases and purchases. Go green, go Graf. There you see a statement from Tom Izzo, and this was released today. You see a photo of Zach Winston with his brother Cassius. This was at Breslin Center. Less than 2 weeks ago, and no one could have guessed the tragedy that would befall the family. Zach Winston dying last night, parent suicide on a train track. And our hearts go out to the Winston family. Rico, terrific moment of silence tonight at Breslin Center. I think very emotional moment for all concerned. And a lot of people wondered whether Cassius would be there, wondered if Tom would be there. Wondered exactly what they would be, but Team Winston wanted to be there. It was important to them to do that. And we're reminded that just when we think things cannot get any worse,
Right.
we get a sobering slap in the face. What's the message here? What's the lesson to be learned?
I mean, I think the message was just keeping things in perspective. It went from, everybody all up in arms because they lost a 28-3 lead in football to, somebody who was very close to the MSU program is gone, who was just at the Breslin Center, as you saw in the photos. He was just there. I mean, smiling, laughing it up. I remember talking to him after the game, and he was saying how, he's just a little minor problem. He's going to be back. He's going to be fully healed. And then you get the news this morning, and it's one of those things you just want it to be a rumor. You want it to be false, and it wasn't.
The KKK-style racial harassment that he encountered, he and his roommate Milton Barnes Jr. at Albion, and also the worst aspects of social media coming into play here.
Yeah, it was, and I mean, in 2019, it still amazes me that these types of things still go on.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the social media coming after him, talking about how, hey, you're not as good as your brother type of things. He had to endure all of that stuff. That was a heavy weight. Doesn't sound like he was getting much support from his school and dealing with all the things, the racial things that were going on. Unfortunately, he took the wrong path and he went down the wrong road. But, the social media and the bullying and all of that stuff's real.
Tom, it was 54-23 at the half tonight, Michigan State over Binghamton. And at one point, it was Marcus Bingham Jr. 9, Binghamton 5.
Jack worked on that joke all first.
Nice delivery. He had a nice, smooth delivery, too.
As soon as he said it.
Yeah.
What did we learn from last Tuesday at the Champions Classic, Duke's escape against turnover-ravaged Kansas, 28 turnovers, and Kentucky holding on, hard-charging Michigan State that fell behind by 13 and couldn't get all the way back?
We learned absolutely nothing. I mean, November 5th, I'm still trying to wrap my arms around that. Yeah. I mean, it used to be college basketball started Thanksgiving weekend. I think it's just too early to tell. We saw this in Indy last year. I mean, Kentucky got hammered by Duke, and they ended up still being a good team. The fact Kansas committed 28 turnovers and lost by 2, that shows you what kind of shenanigans these early games are. It's just circus. You don't even, it's just not quality basketball. But I think those 4 teams will probably all be there, at the end, especially Kentucky, Michigan State, and Duke.
And Michigan had a game that night. Had two games that night.
That was a train wreck of a game.
Actually, was up so big that
they're up by 30, and all of a sudden it was a 4-point game. So it's just, it's just adjustments, and Michigan is going to be a work in progress this year. Trust me.
Doug, when we talk about big game environments, first time in history that we'd had 1 versus 2 in college basketball, and 1 versus 2 in some people's minds in college football with LSU and Alabama. Can you talk about how games like this sharpen steel and get you ready for an NCAA tournament or college football playoff?
Well, I think in both cases it helps. You have a big environment, you play against top competition. In basketball, it is early, Tom, like you say, but I think these types of games are good for the game as a whole. It's a big promotional tool for the game. It gives an opportunity for the teams that are involved, a recruiting tool to say, hey, if you come to this school, you're going to be playing on ESPN to start the season. I think it's good as well for the game as a whole to give it more of a profile and try to build people's excitement for the season as it moves into the main part of the year in January and such when football's over.
Michigan State and North Carolina began the year tied for the most ranked teams played in the previous 24 years after Michigan State, Kansas now. I think it's 1 up on the Tar Heels. But, Tom, we've seen this before. When teams play tough opponents early, they tend to prosper.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Tom Izzo has that down to a science, that template, and it works. Because it's not like college football where you lose early, it's going to screw you for the playoffs. You're in. I think it's all good.
True, but it still would just be nice if they won that first game.
Still 5-4 against Kentucky in the Izzo era. Not many teams can say that. We'll talk MSU football in Michigan up next.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
It's that time of year again.
Yep, it's a Thanksgiving sale at a craft dealership near you. Yeah, turkeys, we've got some great deals this month. You speak turkey? The Turkey Whisperer.
During the Thanksgiving sale, Hank's giving you a new Chevy Silverado Crew Cab, just $224 per month. Or get a great deal on the new Chevy Equinox, just $197 per month.
Hurry into the Thanksgiving sale
at a craft dealership near you.
Turkey Whisperer.
You should have heard what they said about your beard.
Well, I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first, I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoyed giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
It's a 911, all new Monday on Fox.
Happy Other's Day.
You mean Mother's Day?
No, I mean Other's Day. The day I celebrate all the other recyclables that should never go in your recycling bin, like batteries. Learn the rules of recycling at recyclingraccoons.org.
It's the final days of Furniture Row's Veterans Day sale, so get ready because everything is on sale. You'll find sofas, dining sets, bedrooms, and mattresses at some of our lowest prices ever. Plus, decorating your entire home just got easier with 4 years no-interest financing. And to salute our armed forces, all veterans and active duty military get extra savings and free local delivery. Shop the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed. The Veterans Day sale at Furniture Row. Hurry, sale ends soon.
Happy Other's Day.
You mean Mother's Day?
No, I mean Other's Day. The day I celebrate all the other recyclables that should never go in your recycling bin, like batteries. Learn the rules of recycling at recyclingraccoons.org.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Take It to the Bank segment. Brought to you by Dart Bank, dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years with 4 convenient locations in Mason, Holton, South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank for what matters most.
Turn the ball over. I think that was a big thing. you can score points quickly when the other team can when you have turnovers. So that's part of the difference.
What happened on the snap that got past you and on the pick six?
That one's obviously it's a snap. It's right here. It's catchable. A little fast, but I still got to catch it. And then the pick six. Corner's dropping, so I was trying to lead him a ton on the corner route, maybe kind of like a back shoulder type throw on the corner. So it wasn't a great throw.
I mean, they just made plays on deep balls, and I think we kind of just let off the gas a little bit. They gained a little bit of momentum, and we just let off the gas. I don't think we let off much, but just as a team, we just let off a little bit, and we just got to keep rolling, keep our heads up, and just stay focused.
There you see Brian Lewerke, who had been kicked in the back of the head just before he threw that interception. Maybe should have been out of the game at that point. Someone, I think it was Matt Seibert, was signaling he probably should be out, but he wanted to stay in. Been a good time to call a timeout and find out. And there you see Antoine Simmons explaining how things started to melt away. Doug Warren, we couldn't understand the 14.5-point spread in this game. But at the half, Rico, you look smart. It was 28-3 before the last snap of the first half. Everyone was thinking Michigan State's found it. They're going to roll. They had over 300 yards of offense in the first half and still led 31-10 when the fourth quarter started. Doug, what happened?
Oh, this team is it's totally lost right now. I don't think they believe in the coaching staff. The players are not believing in themselves, let alone the people who are putting together the game plans. And Illinois is kind of the opposite. They're moving in the opposite direction. A guy who was on the hot seat a month ago is now leading them to their first bowl game. And Michigan State now is, the questions are all over the place. Where does this program move from here? Yeah. And I don't know if they have the leadership in place on campus to make any type of decision one way or another.
Tom Crawford, it did not have the suddenness of October 17, 2015, but the shock value was somewhat similar. It took longer. It was a longer process. But people who were sitting there could not believe what they were seeing. What were you thinking as you watched this?
I was watching 3 games at the same time. But the 4th and 15, you got to make big plays.
4th and 17.
Or whatever that was. That was, they were clutch. But you felt it was coming. But bottom line, Michigan State, 500 or over 500 total yards. They got 275 on the ground, 251 in the air. They had a pretty potent day offensively. I mean, how come that didn't equate into, a W?
Turnovers.
2 turnovers deep in the red zone.
And Illinois turns you over. They're very good at that. So it was shocking to me.
Once again, 4 takeaways.
Yeah.
And Michigan State only had 2. That made a gigantic difference. Rico, is it over for Mark D'Antonio, and what is the best step forward for the Spartans at this point?
Hold on. Hey, Tom, can you hold that for me? Hold on to that for me.
Oh, God.
What does that say?
This?
Tom, can you read that for us?
Oh, God.
Can you hold that for me, Tom? While I answer this?
Whoa,
hey, milk this for all you want. Because at 3:30, this sign's going to kind of be irrelevant.
It'll never be irrelevant. It still hurts you.
It's never over.
It still hurts you, Tom. Hold that for me.
Put that away and answer the question.
You know what? I think if we're going to go that route, we can at least present Tom with a book.
Yeah.
Right? We'll give him a book.
This is my 8th book you've given me.
Keep giving, hoping you'll learn to read. I don't know. Anyway.
Is it over for D'Antonio?
Yes.
No. I think it can be over for D'Antonio Saturday. This could be like a Bobby Williams type of thing. If Michigan goes in there and really just lays it to them at that point.
It's been over for a month.
Do you want that to happen?
I said it here a month ago. It's over. It's over.
You probably want that to happen, don't you?
Is this going to be a blowout, a John L-style blowout? Is it going to be a competitive game, or can Michigan State somehow figure out to win in Ann Arbor 5th time in 6 years? We'll have to see Saturday.
Stop getting rejected for a car loan. At RPM Auto Sales, you're approved. And drive away with PLPD. Thanksgiving is right around the corner. And anyone who buys a vehicle at any one of our RPM locations will receive a free turkey for Thanksgiving. UAW members and families, this month RPM will match your down payment up to $1,000 towards your next car. Leaves are falling and winter is approaching fast. Visit one of our 6 RPM locations.
Deer season is here, and the tradition of deer hunting is a great way to spend time with your kids while teaching them about the outdoors and the importance of hunting. When you get your deer, go to Specialized Deer Processing for superior venison product. Every deer is done individually, making venison steaks, ground burger, jerky, summer sausage, or pepperoni sticks from the freshest of ingredients. So get away from the cell phone and video games and enjoy some family hunting time. From field plate to wall, Specialized Deer Processing can help with it all on Price Road in St. John's.
Thursday Night Football on Fox, NFL Network, and streaming on Prime Video.
Team spirit. Face paint. More cowbell. Dean Trailways Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
The student bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for The Big Picture, brought to you by Dean Trailways. With trips for every season, Dean takes care of the details so you can enjoy the experience, including daily casino runs and great getaways to northern Michigan and Chicago, where Doug Warren and I were for the NFL Legends Classic. That's Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
He can get down the field. He had a 58-yard rush against Buffalo earlier this year, throwing deep, single coverage, jump ball, and it is intercepted by Antoine Winfield.
Play kicked in. They had been working on it all season. They're using it to great impact lately.
The blitz is picked up. There's an open man. It's Rashad Bateman, and he is gone.
Laterally, not penetrating.
Short throw, little bubble. Chris Ottman-Bell inside the 10, the 5, touchdown Minnesota.
Clifford again has time,
Throws, and it is intercepted in the end zone by Jordan Howden.
yards and 3 touchdowns. They rode the boat, and it's for real here, baby.
Yeah,
no room on the boat.
There you see the celebration in Minneapolis. And PJ Fleck came in from his interviews, did some body surfing in the locker room. And what a great afternoon in Minneapolis. They've been waiting a long time for this time. We've talked about this.
1904 was the last time they were 9-0.
Haven't had a sliver of a Big Ten title since 1967. Are you ready to say that Minnesota is going to win the West and is going to go to Indy? All they have to do now is beat Iowa or Wisconsin. This thing could be wrapped up before Wisconsin comes to Madison.
Well, yeah, they're going to Indy. I'm talking about Minnesota, and I'm rowing the boat as much as anybody is. But I don't think they're gonna. I think they're gonna lose in Iowa City this Saturday because I think all this week in Minneapolis they're being told how great they are. This is all new territory for Minnesota. Yeah. I think they'll beat Wisconsin for the second year in a row. in Minneapolis, and they'll be going there. And it's been a great year. PJ Fleck, he's not just phony. He's a really, really good coach.
They're winning it this weekend against Iowa.
No, they're not.
It's over.
No,
They'll clinch it.
Iowa's a good team, and it's had some near misses, and it's finally going to go their way this week.
Okay, I don't know why everybody's on this Hawkeye train. I've been saying.
We looked at Minnesota. We saw the schedule, right? That was the first thing. They don't play Ohio State. They don't play Michigan. They didn't play Michigan State. That looked like a good thing at one point.
Yeah.
And for Minnesota, that's all they needed. They got confidence, Doug, beginning of the year. We said they could slip in the opener.
Yeah.
They could certainly lose at Fresno.
Yeah.
And they just got better and better. And
Found a way to win all those games on the final
South
play.
Dakota State.
They found a way to win all of those games, and now they believe that's a young team, best receivers in the Big Ten. Yeah, they're going to Indy. 8th team to go in the Big Ten.
8th team, is that right?
8th team.
That means there's 6 remaining.
There's a new member in the Big Ten championship
And only 6
fraternity.
are on the
Also, the first of the 3 U of M's in the Big Ten that would get to go to Lucas Oil Stadium.
Enjoy it all you want.
How smart was Minnesota to lock up PJ Fleck with a 7-year extension? It's going to make it very difficult for him to get out and go somewhere else.
Very smart. Because it's difficult, but it's not very difficult. Minnesota said, you know what, there's going to be a lot of coaching changes. Yeah. Let's get paid. Okay, they're going to come calling, $10 million up front, and then we'll listen to you. Yeah. So they're going to get something from that and then go out. PJ Fleck is going to be a hot commodity. The more they win, the more programs are going to say, hey, Florida State, USC, there's going to be schools opening. PJ Fleck, I don't think is going to be in Minnesota next year.
You don't?
Oh,
You don't?
No, you're crazy.
He's going to be hot. He's going to be the hottest name out there, other than Urban Meyer.
If USC is serious, that's who they hire. Florida State's Keystone Cops right now. I don't think.
What about USC wanting Urban Meyer?
I said other than Urban Meyer.
Yeah, but there are other people right now.
PJ's not going anywhere.
It's going to be a domino effect. And
the guy that USC supposedly is enamored with is your buddy, James Franklin.
That's true. He
Fleck's
can go
better than Franklin.
He can go. He is too. Franklin.
Well, his team was Saturday. We know that.
Franklin
Franklin
played well, I thought. I mean, they could have won that game.
That loss couldn't happen to a worse person.
Doug Warren, what about the game? And there was another big game in the West, and this involved Iowa at Wisconsin, and Wisconsin dodged a cannonball with the missed 2-point try.
Yeah, they did, and they got back on the winning track. Iowa, good football team, not good enough. They don't have enough playmakers. I don't think that's going to be their downfall next week against Minnesota. I agree with Rico. I think Minnesota's going to win that game, but
nope.
It's just it'll be better for the Big Ten too if Minnesota wins. It gets some excitement in the Big Ten. But put an undefeated team against Ohio State and roll the dice and see what happens.
Minnesota,
they're
up
legit.
to 7th. You'll see this in a minute. And when we see the second college football playoff projections, watch Minnesota vault from 17th into the top 10. Chase Young. When will he be back, Rico?
I think he'll be back for Penn State. He'll be for Penn State in that game that Tom doesn't care about.
How handy is that? Got to sit on Rutgers and Maryland.
I don't think he should have had to miss more games for repaying a loan than we saw Urban Meyer miss for what he did. We'll be right back.
It's that time of year again. Yep, it's the Thanksgiving sale at a craft dealership near you. Yeah, turkeys, we've got some great deals this month. You speak turkey? The Turkey Whisperer.
During the Thanksgiving sale, Hank's giving you a new Chevy Silverado Crew Cab, just $224 per month. Or get a great deal on the new Chevy Blazer, just $245 per month.
Hurry into the Thanksgiving sale at a craft dealership near you. Turkey Whisperer. You should have heard what they said about your beard.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Woody's Oasis, your healthy alternative to fast food. Woody's has the best Mediterranean food in town. Stop and see Chuck and Delita. They'll make you feel like family. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is always willing to help.
Hi, how are you doing today? Do you want to do the homemade bread with it, or did you want to do the thin bread as the side?
They'll be sure to put a smile on your face. And as lifelong supporters of MSU athletics, you never know who might stop by. Eat Woody's and live longer.
Coulda, shoulda, Woodies.
Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, right next to campus.
The new Fox Sports app, now with live streaming. Download it from the App Store today.
It's the final days of Furniture Row's Veterans Day sale, so get ready because everything is on sale. You'll find sofas, dining sets, bedrooms, and mattresses at some of our lowest prices ever. Plus, decorating your entire home just got easier with 4 years no-interest financing. And to salute our armed forces, all veterans and active duty military get extra savings and free local delivery. Shop the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed. The Veterans Day sale at Furniture Row. Hurry, sale ends soon.
It's football season. Wouldn't you rather be watching the game and tailgating? Honda has your solution. Use the Honda EU 2200i generator to power everything at your tailgate. It's portable and quiet with 200 more watts of stable power. It also helps out at home during a power outage. And the Honda Mimo can mow your lawn for you so you can enjoy the season. The Honda Mimo is an autonomous robotic lawnmower and allows you to relax.
So you need a Honda lawnmower and a generator. Where do you get it? You come into Midwest Power Equipment today.
LSU. Edwards-Helaire. They will score. Touchdown. His head coach, and we'll get into that in a second. Meanwhile, Tua Tagovailoa going deep on his first throw to Smith. Devontae Smith. He's gone. Touchdown. Alabama. The screen. Takes it pretty good hot, but it's handled by Justin Jefferson, especially on that last drive. Edwards-Helaire. Dragging Alabama tacklers with him. First down. That's the game.
First off, I think that have to give LSU a lot of credit. I think they really played well in the game. They made plays when they had to make plays on offense, and they're a very, very good team.
A great win for our team. Obviously, a very happy locker room in there. Been a long time coming. We felt all week that we were the better football team. We said it to our team on Monday, we're the better football team, but we're going to have to go ahead and prove it. We proved it today.
There you see highlights from LSU over Alabama 46-41, and the comments from Nick Saban and Ed Orgeron. Ed Orgeron had fun last night.
You played the safe comments.
Yeah.
I mean, if Saban wanted to just take that classic Coke and knock that bottle off.
I like Orgeron's other comments that he had online. Go check those out.
What did we learn from this matchup between the Bayou Bengals and the Crimson Tide?
I think we learned that LSU is legit because that was the game that everybody was looking at. Even though they already played other ranked teams, it was like, but can you get over the hump? They had lost to Bama 8 straight times. And I think Coach O said that part of his message is, I'm tired of losing to these guys. Let's go out there and get it. Right now, they're the king of the SEC. The path is set for them to go to the college football playoff. Bama, outside looking in. And if you want chaos and playoff expansion, you want Bama out. Because I promise you, they'll expand it if Bama doesn't make it this year.
Well, Alabama, if it doesn't get into the championship game for the SEC, and right now LSU would have to lose twice. Yeah. Oh, what's their point? They played a ridiculous schedule. They said it doesn't matter who you are or what you did last year.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And if that's the case, I can give you 3 or 4 teams that are more deserving. They still could have number 1 LSU, number 4 Alabama in a rematch.
They could, but I just think that it's setting up that other teams because when they said Clemson on the outside, Clemson's going to finish the year playing no ranked team whatsoever. You don't deserve this.
That's true.
Because you didn't play anybody. You may have great players, but you haven't played anybody.
Doug Warren, did Joe Burrow earn a trip to New York for the Heisman Finals? Did he is he even with Jalen Hurts right now? What would you say?
I'd say I guess they're probably even. He's probably going to get the edge. Those are more voters in his neck of the woods. But I think if there's a game that's going to put him over the top and make him the Heisman winner, you'd have to say it's last night. But Jalen Hurts is certainly in the discussion. The suspension of Chase Young hurts his chances to, I think, even get to New York at this point. But It's been a great year for quarterbacks in college football. And Tua, I thought he played pretty well despite the injury yesterday. Led the comeback, and the game lived up to the billing because of that comeback.
Doug, I think if Chase Young has a big game against Michigan, that could catapult him back in there.
It could.
Because everybody's going to be watching that game. So when you play big in big games like Burrow did, people remember that.
There's another factor in play here, gentlemen, and this is my 34th year as the state representative for Michigan with the Heisman Trophy. And I'm sensing what I felt a couple of times before. I really felt it in 1997 with Charles Woodson. People were tired of it being a quarterback award. They're looking for something different.
Or running back. Yep.
It wasn't quite that with Ndamukong Suh, but Chase Young now has gotten so much publicity. If he comes out and gets 4 or 5 sacks, he's going to be right back. People won't even care that he missed a couple.
Against those 2 big opponents, week number 11,
right.
12.
If he gets 4 sacks against Penn State, 4 sacks against Michigan.
He's not going to get 4 sacks against Michigan.
5?
No,
Tom, taking a look. Let's take a look at what we have for the Associated Press Top 25 today.
Let's do it.
This will be similar, not identical, to what we get Tuesday in the second college football playoff rankings. What do you make about this and teams that have moved up? Do you see these top 4 staying? Or is somebody else going to leap them?
Well, Alabama's out, in my opinion, and for the reasons I back up what you said, Jack. LSU is in. Ohio State will be in with 1 loss. Even though they lose to Michigan, they'll still win the championship because they'll just smother Minnesota, they'll get their comeuppance. And then you got, I think Oregon is going to be, and Clemson's in there for ridiculous reasons.
Right.
And then Oregon is a 14. So that's my projection of what's going to happen. December 7th or whatever that day is.
I'll buy that. And the reason I like that is, Doug, we have talked about scheduling. There are choices you can make, some you can't.
Yeah.
The fact that Oregon said, we're going to play Auburn, we're going to test ourselves, and really control that game for the most part. I give the Ducks credit for that, even in defeat. We'll be right back in just a moment. We're going to talk about the series coming up.
Here's a car buying hack from Shaheen Chevrolet. Buy a vehicle that Ralph test drives and save thousands. He doesn't put a lot of miles on them, but we can't price them as new, saving you thousands of dollars on a new car. Find more hacks at ShaheenChevrolet.com. Save more at Shaheen in 2019.
Every day, there are doors to open and steps to be taken. There are chapters waiting to be written. There are simple things that mean the world. And things so complex, they can change a world. There are decisions to make that make all the difference. And we have a part in all of it, every day.
Hot deals on Hot Wheels are at Team 1 in Charlotte, like this 2020 Equinox for a one-time lease payment of just $62.90. That's it, no monthly payments after that, only $62.90 for a 2020 Equinox with no monthly payments. Only at Team 1 in Charlotte, team1charlotte.com.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted, just whistle.
Touchdown, Champions.
The student bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Lansing's Best segment. Brought to you by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority, bringing thousands of athletes and teams to mid-Michigan for hundreds of tournaments and special events. Hats off to the GLSA for showing just what this area can be.
Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free. It's picked up by Michigan State's Jalen Watts Jackson, and he scores on the last play of the game. Unbelievable.
Tom Crawford, I know you were in Michigan Stadium standing next to me, so I wasn't sure you had seen that video. Have you seen that before?
Probably 300 to 400 times on this set alone.
I couldn't hear. What was the words that were being said?
Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and
milk
the ball
it
is
for all.
free.
Your program's going in the tank, so you're embracing this. I see your strategy.
Not embracing this, Tom.
Yeah, you
this
are.
Happened. You should know history. That's all Michigan has is history. When they used to beat up on high school teams in the Salvation Army.
You know what,
And the
Tom?
School for the Deaf.
Okay, what's the topic?
That
here?
really actually happened.
Michigan State has won games in this series in the last 5 odd-numbered years, and this is an odd year, believe me.
Right.
But 2009, 11, 13, 15, and 17.
Yeah.
Something tells me probably not in 19.
You're not feeling it?
Not feeling it.
No. I mean, I've been watching this series now since 1964. Most of those in person, not as many as you, Jack. But this one still concerns me because Michigan. It's one of those see it to believe it. I have to see Michigan run the football against Michigan State before I feel comfortable that they're going to get, this is going to be a cozy win like Rico's lamenting 49-3 or something like that.
To me, it reminds me of Brady Hoke's last year. Michigan, they were a broken team. They came in here, fake bravado, stick the stake in the ground. And State was just like,
I'll take it.
Yeah, guys, no. And I think the same is going to happen. I don't think Michigan State will come up with some, we're going to win this thing. But I didn't even see it yesterday in the post-game stuff. They didn't look like, they were like, oh, yeah, we're playing Michigan. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I hope you're right.
Doug Warren, a lot of people not aware that Mark D'Antonio had actually practiced that play, Rangers, thinking you never know, it just might happen. And then when the buses got to Michigan Stadium, kept everyone on the bus for an extra 10 seconds and asked them to think about how they were going to make a difference in the game. They got those 10 seconds back.
Yeah, they did. But again, how long ago was that? 4 years ago?
4 years.
Yeah, it's ancient history now in college football.
Well, let's talk about 2 years ago.
Well, I mean, look, it comes down to this with Michigan State. Is this school serious about football or not?
Ooh.
If they're serious about football, it's like I said on the show a month ago, it's over for Mark D'Antonio, and he needs to resign or he needs to be removed. Now, does Michigan State want to be serious about football and keep up with Minnesota and keep up with a resurgent Indiana and all these other teams, let alone Ohio State and Michigan? That's a decision this university has to make. And I don't know who in the hell over there is going to make the decision, but somebody needs to step up and be a leader here, and we'll find out if that happens or not. That's the bottom line as far as I'm concerned.
I think in terms of what we see Saturday, Rico, a lot of Michigan State fans, and you know some of them, who are not going to go to the game.
Oh, yeah, they're bailing.
They're going to sit and watch it on television or like this.
Well, I think a lot of fans feel the way that Doug feels, and it's one of those, they actually, you needed the game yesterday. You need Michigan to win to kind of force the hand to see exactly what are you going to do. Okay, this thing is falling off the rails. Now what happens next? And yeah, it's going to be painful because I don't think that, unlike Ohio State cut Michigan State some slack in that game. They could have ran up the score, and they said, you know what, we're good. We got a big enough lead. I think Michigan will try and hit 100.
They were playing hard in the first half.
No,
that
they
was
were.
a close game.
No, they were. But then once Ohio State got the lead, I think you felt it.
That was the toughest game Ohio State has had, 34-10 too.
In the first quarter, it had all indications it was going to be a slobber knocker.
Fourth quarter, yeah.
Tom, what could Michigan State do to make your Saturday miserable?
Run the football against Michigan and stop the run.
Think Elijah Collins can do that?
Hey, listen.
They're going to be running against Illinois Saturday.
No, I understand that, but force turnovers, get to Shea Patterson early.
Michigan isn't turning the ball over anymore.
Well, they have, but the last couple of games, you're right. But I mean, that can always come back. I mean, there's a lot of things. Special team play.
Are you really worried?
Hell yeah, I'm worried. Hell yes, I'm worried.
He's always worried about this.
You don't need to worry this week. I know you're worried, but you don't need to worry.
When we get back, we're going to talk about the Detroit Lions and made a push, but not nearly good enough without Matthew Stafford. Came down to the last drive. They could have tied it up, but of course, they did not. We'll be right back with that, our Law of the Jungle segment.
At Furniture Row's Veterans Day sale, everything is on sale. Shop today and find some of our lowest prices ever. Get 4 years no interest, and all veterans and active duty military get extra savings and free local delivery. The Veterans Day sale at Furniture Row. Hurry, sale ends soon.
It's football season. Wouldn't you rather be watching the game and tailgating? Honda has your solution. Use the Honda EU 2200i generator to power everything at your tailgate. It's portable and quiet with 200 more watts of stable power. It also helps out at home during a power outage. And the Honda Mimo can mow your lawn for you so you can enjoy the season. The Honda Mimo is an autonomous robotic lawnmower and allows you to relax.
So you need a Honda lawnmower and a generator. Where do you get it? You come into Midwest Power Equipment today.
At Furniture Row's Veterans Day sale, everything is on sale. Shop today and find some of our lowest prices ever. Get 4 years no interest, and all veterans and active duty military get extra savings and free local delivery. The Veterans Day sale at Furniture Row. Hurry, sale ends soon.
Download the Fox 47 Storm Shield app and stay in touch everywhere you go.
Team spirit. Face paint. More cowbell. Dean Trailway's Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Woody's Oasis, your healthy alternative to fast food. Woody's has the best Mediterranean food in town. Stop and see Chuck and Delita. They'll make you feel like family. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is always willing to help.
Hi, how are you doing today? Do you want to do the homemade bread with it, or did you want to do the thin bread as the side?
They'll be sure to put a smile on your face. And as lifelong supporters of MSU athletics, you never know who might stop by. Eat Woody's and live longer.
Coulda, shoulda, Woody's.
Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, right next to campus.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Law of the Jungle segment, brought to you by Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, your healthy alternative to fast food. Eat Woody's and live longer. I'm talking about chicken shawarma with baked breast meat and hummus made fresh in a 3-day process. That's why I'm there every week. Stop and see Chuck DeLita and their terrific staff on Trowbridge, or find Woody's items at Tom's Foods, Horrocks, and all across MSU's campus. All right, Doug Warren, 20-13, Lions falling again, 5th time in 6 games. Are they officially done?
Yeah, they've been done for a while.
Well, people have been saying it. You know what?
It's
this could
over,
happen.
right?
This could get in the wild card. The schedule even.
Yeah, I thought they were done before even Matthew Stafford went out with his latest injury. But with a broken back, I mean, this is the crossroads of this guy's career. They got to sit him out the rest of the season and get him healed. They're not making the playoffs. Jeff Driscoll played okay today. Their defense absolutely reeks, though. They made Mitch Trubisky. They let him have 3 touchdown passes. The defense is horrible. And as I said last week, this genius of a head coach and his defense, it's time to go. And he and his buddies, Paul Pasqualoni and all these guys, look, are the Lions serious about football? You got to get your quarterback healthy, sit him out the rest of the season, and just play out the string here and get a decent draft.
You wanted to do that last year.
I did, yeah.
What does it say about Matthew Stafford? And some people say, well, he's soft. He's just. I don't see that at all. But the fact that he was throwing 60-yard passes on Friday, and he had to be all but pulled out of his uniform today when he demanded to play.
Yeah, well, he hasn't missed a game. This is the first one since 2010. I mean, he's tough. He plays hard, and you say what you want about him as far as being, a guy who can bring the team over the top and everything. Somebody was joking today where I was at that he broke his back because he's been carrying the weight of the franchise on his shoulders all these years. But again, the Lions are at a crossroads right now. They're at a crossroads with the coaching staff, the general manager, and now with their quarterback. We saw what happened to Tony Romo when his back started to go bad. It never healed, and he's on the sidelines or in the booth now doing games. Matthew Stafford, he's not young anymore. He's tough, but the Lions have to let this guy rest. This season is done, and they need to let this guy rest so he can get ready for next year.
All right, I'm going to ask you a question that I asked you a year ago.
Yeah.
Who do the Lions have that ranks in the top 10 in the NFL at that position group? Matthew Stafford, maybe, maybe not. But anybody else? I'm thinking that Darius Slay, overrated. Saw it again today.
I don't know.
Taylor Decker.
See,
he
sucks.
comes in. He was supposed to be Bob Quinn's guy, right? He's going to come in and lead this refurbished offensive line. He leads them in holding penalties.
Yeah, he's terrible. It was a terrible pick. Jared Davis, terrible pick. Kenny Galladay's a top 10 guy. I think you could make that argument. Darius Slay, I think mentally he's kind of checked out. He's not going to be on this team next year. They will trade him. And this is another problem. You have an elite corner like him, who's the best corner, I think, since Lem Barney on this team. They're going to get rid of the guy because he doesn't follow the Patriot way. I mean, that's asinine.
He's been getting beat a lot more than he had in previous years. I want to take a look at the Lions' schedule moving forward here. And gentlemen, I'd like you to chime in on this. 9 games done, 7 to go. How many more of these games do the Lions win? Tom, you have a feel
they
for
beat the Redskins. They beat the Redskins, and
I say 3. How about the Bears at home?
The Bears at home, and that's it. Them are done. 2 more.
I think they could take the Buccaneers and the Broncos.
4 more.
If Stafford plays, they have a chance to win 3 or 4 more games.
But if he doesn't,
if he doesn't play, they don't have a chance to win any.
I said 8-8. It could be 7-8-1.
How about they just get smart, let him sit. He's got a broken back, and go into the Chase Young sweepstakes.
Yeah.
Oh, tank time, huh?
I mean,
They should've
it's
tanked
not really
last year.
tanking if your quarterback has a broken back.
They probably already won too many games to be in the Chase Young sweepstakes. This isn't a bunch of lottery balls coming out.
Doug's in a firing mood tonight.
All right, we'll be right back with our cool and smooth weekly awards from Culver's.
It's that time of year again. Yep, it's the Thanksgiving sale at a craft dealership near you. Yeah, turkeys, we've got some great deals this month. You speak turkey? The Turkey Whisperer.
During the Thanksgiving sale, Hank's giving you a new Chevy Silverado Crew Cab, just $224 per month. Or get a great deal on the new Chevy Equinox, just $197 per month.
Hurry into the Thanksgiving sale at a craft dealership near you.
Turkey Whisperer.
You should have heard what they said about your beard.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
911, what's your emergency?
No matter what life throws at you, you keep moving forward. Don't think you have to lose everything before you can allow yourself to feel anything.
No. 911, all new Monday at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Get in the saving zone at Capital Honda because you should be driving a Honda from Capital Honda.
It's the final days of Furniture Row's Veterans Day sale, so get ready because everything is on sale. You'll find sofas, dining sets, bedrooms, and mattresses at some of our lowest prices ever. Plus, decorating your entire home just got easier with 4 years no-interest financing. And to salute our armed forces, all veterans and active duty military get extra savings and free local delivery. Shop the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed. The Veterans Day sale at Furniture Row. Hurry, sale ends soon.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Cool and Smooth segment, brought to you by the 5 Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious butter burgers and premium frozen custard. That's Culver's. Welcome to delicious.
On 3rd and goal, Purdy lofting, end zone, Kohler, touchdown! They've come all the way back. With 24 seconds, it's the Norman native Charlie Kohler with a touchdown. Purdy gets rid of it. That ball is picked off.
There you see a frenetic rally from Iowa State. Talk about what Illinois did. Hey, into the fourth quarter, Oklahoma, mighty Oklahoma at home, had a 21-point lead and nearly lost the game had they not wrestled that interception away in the end zone. Matt Campbell said 100 times out of 100 he's going for 2 there. So I respect that.
That's a heck of a coach.
That's
right
also
there.
the
Smart
percentage play on that.
Smart. They made a play in the end.
All right, Team 320, who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's Mint Explosion this week? Rico Beard, what about our play of the week?
Play of the week, man, there was so many different ways to go with this thing. I thought about going with Lamar Jackson and the 47-yard run when he spins. Pretty good for a guy that people said couldn't be a quarterback in the NFL.
Doug liked the best of all of them.
He did.
He's been his agent.
But I got to go with something that happened in the LSU Alabama game.
Yeah.
It wasn't the game. It's what after the game. The LSU players run over to the recruit section of Alabama and then tell them all the reasons why you need to come to LSU. That's
a genius.
I was like, wow. That's something. They won the game, and they immediately ran over because they seen all of these guys before because they recruiting them and said, no, you want to come to LSU. You know what? Pack up and leave and come on back on the bus with us.
Pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Pretty good. That's impressive, Rick.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Doug Warren, what about our game of the week?
Well, I got to go with the Golden Gophers. 9-0 now for the first time since. I mean, who the hell was president in 1903? Was it Teddy Roosevelt? That's a long time ago. The 31-26 win over Penn State, a big win, and Penn State's a good football team. This wasn't a fluke. This is the first time I looked extensively at Minnesota this year. I want to see how good they are. They're legit. I'd hate to play Minnesota. PJ Fleck's rowing the boat for sure, and that's my game of the week.
I told you, their line play is
They're
good.
damn
Tom, we
good.
talk about can you run the ball when you have to run the ball? They can run the ball. They've got great receivers. Tanner Morgan, does he ever make a mistake?
No. Oh, well, yeah, and that's all well and good, but they're in the SEC, they have 4 losses. Okay, I'll leave it at that.
No Shea Patterson. He's no Shea Patterson. He's no Shea Patterson. PJ's rowing a boat. Harbaugh's taking a trip to Europe.
We see that.
He's not.
All right, Tom, what about our team of the week?
Well, it's not going to be Minnesota, and they are going to lose Saturday. It's LSU and Joe Burrow because I saw this in Austin, Texas on TV, and I saw it in Tuscaloosa. That is a moxie team, I'm telling you what. Because when Bama came back, just like when Texas came back, Joe just took them right down. They attack. That's the kind of team you want to have in LSU.
What about Illinois, the biggest comeback in school history? You have to look against who they did it against, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a quality opponent, Jack, that you have to talk about.
All right, what about Lansing
for a
Catholic?
cheese sandwich.
With that big win over Portland, right?
Absolutely.
Revenge win?
Those are two good honorable mentions. But, Lansing Catholic probably end up in Fort Field at this rate. That was good.
All right, very quickly, player of the week, you got to give a shout out to Big Game Burrow and what Joe did for LSU. He wasn't like this at Ohio State. Right. He wasn't even like this last year at LSU.
No.
Tremendous improvement, and also Cassius Winston, what a brother. and he wanted to do what he thought Zach would want him to do, and he played like it tonight at Breslin Center. Tom Crawford, Bluebelly Tom, Rico Beard, the Spartan Beat. Maybe we'll have him back next week, depending on what happens. And
is that how
Warren.
it goes? He's not showing if they lose?
We'll be back next Sunday, everyone.
There you go.
Have a great week.